The American Civil War, a clash that tore a young nation apart. For 4 long years, brother fought against brother, and the ideals of liberty and unity were put to the ultimate test. But what led to this devastating conflict? And why does its legacy still echo through the United States today? This is the story of the North versus the South, the Union versus the Confederacy. The division between North and South wasn't a sudden phenomenon. It had been brewing for decades, rooted in stark differences in economic structures and social systems. The North, with its industrial economy, embraced progress and modernization. The South, however, relied heavily on agriculture, especially the production of cotton, which was deeply intertwined with the institution of slavery. These differences created a rift that was difficult to bridge. Slavery was not just a Southern institution. It was the foundation of its economy and social order. The abolitionist movement, gaining momentum in the North, sought to end slavery, while Southern leaders were determined to defend it. The debate over whether new territories entering the Union would be free or slave states further intensified the conflict, as each side sought to maintain a balance of power in Congress. The Missouri Compromise of 1820 attempted to maintain that balance by drawing an imaginary line across the Louisiana Territory, designating free and slave territories. However, this temporary fix only delayed the inevitable conflict. The Compromise of 1850 sought to ease tensions further by admitting California as a free state and enacting the Fugitive Slave Act, which required citizens to assist in the capture of escaped enslaved people. This law enraged abolitionists in the North, who saw it as a moral outrage. Meanwhile, the publication of Harriet Beecher Stowe's Uncle Tom's Cabin in 1852 ignited a firestorm. The novel exposed the horrors of slavery and galvanized anti-slavery sentiment in the North, while Southern leaders condemned it as propaganda. These cultural shifts deepened the divide, making reconciliation seem increasingly unlikely. The Kansas-Nebraska Act of 1854 escalated tensions even further. By allowing settlers in these territories to decide the slavery question for themselves through popular sovereignty, it effectively nullified the Missouri Compromise. This led to violent clashes between pro-slavery and anti-slavery settlers, a period known as Bleeding Kansas. These skirmishes foreshadowed the larger conflict that was about to engulf the nation. As political debates intensified, a new party emerged, the Republican Party, founded on an anti-slavery platform. Its rise to prominence signaled a major shift in American politics, polarizing the nation even further. When Abraham Lincoln, a Republican, won the presidency in 1860, it marked a breaking point for Southern leaders who viewed his election as a direct threat to their way of life. South Carolina was the first state to secede from the Union, followed quickly by Mississippi, Florida, Alabama, Georgia, Louisiana, and Texas. By early 1861, these states had formed the Confederate States of America, electing Jefferson Davis as their president. The Confederacy argued that they had the right to secede, framing their actions as a defense of states' rights. However, their economy and society were deeply dependent on slavery, making it clear that the institution was central to their cause. When Confederate forces fired on Fort Sumter in April 1861, the war officially began. Initially, both sides believed the conflict would be short. The Union aimed to preserve the nation, while the Confederacy fought to assert its independence. But as battles like Bull Run unfolded, it became clear that this would be a long and brutal war. The Civil War was marked by key turning points that shaped its outcome. The Battle of Antietam in 1862 remains the bloodiest single day in American history, with over 22,000 casualties. Though the battle was tactically inconclusive, it provided President Lincoln with the opportunity to issue the Emancipation Proclamation, reframing the war as a fight against slavery. In 1863, the Union achieved a decisive victory at the Battle of Gettysburg, often considered the turning point of the war. The Union's defense repelled Confederate forces, ending General Robert E. Lee's invasion of the North. Around the same time, the Union gained control of the Mississippi River after the Siege of Vicksburg, effectively splitting the Confederacy in two. The war also saw the participation of African American soldiers, who fought valiantly for the Union Army. By the end of the war, nearly 200,000 African Americans had served, playing a crucial role in Union victories. Their bravery and sacrifices highlighted the war's deeper significance as a fight for freedom and equality. As Union forces pushed deeper into Confederate territory, General William Tecumseh Sherman's march to the sea devastated the South's infrastructure. Railroads, factories, and farms were destroyed, crippling the Confederate war effort. Meanwhile, Lincoln's leadership and vision for a united nation continued to inspire the North. In April 1865, General Lee surrendered to General Grant at Appomattox Courthouse, signaling the end of the war. The Union had triumphed, but at a tremendous cost. Over 600,000 soldiers dead, countless civilian casualties, and a nation left in ruins. The 13th Amendment, ratified later that year, abolished slavery, fulfilling one of the war's greatest goals. However, the challenges of Reconstruction lay ahead. The South faced the daunting task of rebuilding its economy and society, while the nation grappled with questions of justice, equality, and unity. The Civil War's legacy remains deeply ingrained in American history, serving as a reminder of the nation's struggles and resilience. The American Civil War wasn't just a war between North and South. It was a battle over the very identity of a nation. Its lessons still resonate today, reminding us of the costs of division and the enduring struggle for justice and unity. Thank you for watching. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more explorations into history.